Today on a bonus stage, we fight and slice through two reviews, Street Fighter 4 and Ninja Blade. And after the break, check out what to expect at the Games Expo, TGX09. Then listen in to the new Logitech Ultimate Ear headphones. All this and more, so let's go!
You reached the bonus stage.
Bonus stage! That's a very loud.
Loudest one, yeah!
Okay, welcome everybody. Yet another week goes by and Daryl is not around. But fret not, I'm taking care of business with the help of friends. Team Spirit.
Me is
This
Christina.
week I have with me Christina, yes?
That's right, and I will help you get right into your videos. So here are two video game reviews back to back. Roll it!
The answer lies in the heart of battle. Bring it on!
When you guys think games, you think Street Fighter, well, at least in Singapore. Street Fighter 4 is the latest in the Street Fighter franchise and it hit our shores just recently in November 2008. Now, new school players were impressed by the 3D graphics and art direction, and old school gamers were happy with the franchise going back to like the two-dimensional basics while still retaining some new gameplay. Now, helping me out are fellow gamers. We have Suren and Kenneth, both from the Straits Times Stomp team. Thanks guys for coming on. Say hi.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, now Suren and Kenneth both had extensive time playing the game. Their rivalry is unmatched. We had a couple of games before this, and these guys were just going at it. Now we're just together going to give you our impressions of Street Fighter 4. Now the game has hit PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 just last week, and it's in the works for Microsoft Windows platform release. Now let's break it down for these people at home. What do you think of the game thus far?
It's good. It still has the old effect, the same 2D plane. So yeah, I'm liking it.
You like it?
It's like an old friend. Still know what to do with Street Fighter 4. I feel this much more than the old ones.
Yeah, what do you think, Kenneth?
I think what this game does is that it nicely blends the old sort of hand-animated version together with the smoothness of three-dimensional animation.
Yeah.
So it's not quite as clunky as some of the other games out there, and it really, the quality of the animation really shows. It really brings the characters to life. It's really quite gorgeous to look at. I mean, you have a nice blend between the two techniques, and ultimately what you get is the feel of the old game blended with newer technology.
Now the backgrounds are really cool this time around. Are the backgrounds a little bit too distracting?
Well, I must admit, the first time I played the game, there was this in Chun-Li's China stage. There's this guy on a bike, and if you perform an ultra near him, he actually falls off his bike and starts swearing at you.
Oh, that's nice.
So I found it really distracting because the dude looks really funny.
This time around, there's a fight in front of a diner, and they have those pimped out rides. Sort of like on a
that's
hydraulic.
right. Yeah.
That I thought was really distracting, but nothing which really interferes with the gameplay, right?
I hate the soundtrack at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
I hate the
It's performed by this Japanese band called Exile, actually.
it's like
a
in
rock.
English, yeah?
Yeah, it's in English though, yeah.
I can feel it coming over me. I feel it all around me. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. It's my destiny. 'Cause I'm tired of settle me. It's waiting to come out now. No matter what, no matter how, I know I'll make it through somehow.
Does a fireball sound like a fireball, or like a fireball should?
There's more power in it, right?
There's a lot more depth in that sense,
Kenneth going to school on a Suren. Telling us his impressions of the game while kicking us at the same time. Very impressive, Kenneth. I'm very impressed.
You know, it's not that hard.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I spoke too soon, I think.
Too soon, man. Oh, nice. Okay.
That's the thing I love about Dan. He's got a lot of taunts. He's even got an ultimate taunt, which doesn't do any damage.
Now, Street Fighter 4 is chronologically set between Street Fighter 2 and Street Fighter 3. Like each of the characters have their different enemies, stories, which sort of book in their quests, so to speak, their levels.
It was very cheesy, I found.
Story's just incidental.
Really.
Yeah, they're pretty much secondary to the actual gameplay.
Story not at all factor here, but does it really spoil your gameplay experience?
Nah, not terribly.
Because it's not really about the story, right? It's about the game. It's about guys beating each other up.
Precisely.
And guys beating girls up and girls beating guys up. Essentially,
And I think in that sense they did really well. The game is really quite deep. There are lots of strategies you can use, and it's not just a button mashing game. Unlike the earlier versions of Street Fighter, right, what you have is this new thing called a focus attack.
Yep.
So what it does is it allows you to interrupt your opponent's attacks. So when you successfully perform a focus attack, you're able to ignore the first blow that you take while performing the animation.
Okay.
Yeah, so what happens is that you can use it to ignore a blow and deal one of your own. Yeah.
Oh, so it can be used as a counter as well as an offensive?
Yeah, that's it exactly. It's a counter.
It's basically medium punch, medium kick.
Okay, do you do a focus?
See, you gain a bit of health.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Try that again. Again, go.
So what it does, it
damage.
ignores the first attack, it counters at the same time, it saps energy from you.
Yeah,
saps life from you.
That's right.
It's all about reading your opponent's attacks and sort of like returning in kind. It's sort of like boxing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's take it down to ultra combos and revenge meters.
Can you do ultras for this?
Yeah, if I can pull it off.
Yeah.
Alright, there you go. That's an ultra. That's Ryu's.
Okay, that's Ryu's ultra combo.
And that's getting a fireball in the groin.
Revenge meter is while you're getting hits.
Or blocking hits.
Or blocking hits, yeah.
That's right. The super combo meter you fill up basically by
land
landing
hits,
hits.
Yeah.
So
And landing special moves, yeah.
Street Fighter 4 has really become more tactical and strategic because not only with the focus attacks, you have the revenge combo meter where the tide of the battle can turn at any time,
Yes.
right? Okay, against the computer, is the AI difficult?
Yeah.
I can only play on very easy.
It's okay.
Yeah. So how difficult is the game AI?
Yeah, we played using easy, right?
We did try
And
using
we got our
easy.
ass kicked by Seth, the boss.
Which is like the second.
The rival.
No,
yeah.
Seth is the final boss for this game, yeah.
Yeah.
So he just beat the snot out of us.
No, but
It was pretty
I
bad.
hear the final boss Seth is like a cheap bastard, basically.
Oh, absolutely, man.
He has a lot of cheap moves.
Yeah, that's what we call him because we can't beat him. We'll go with that.
It's Alpha with
Abel, Sea Viper,
Rufus.
and Rufus.
Yeah. I didn't like Alpha at all.
Okay, what's
Yeah.
wrong with Alpha right there?
His combo moves are too difficult to
Erratic.
pull off there.
He's a
And
fast
it's
character,
hard to
right?
control,
He's
yeah,
hard
exactly.
control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Rufus.
actually like the new characters quite a bit, especially Abel. Abel's this French mixed martial artist sort of character, so he's got no energy shooting attacks or anything. What he relies on is speed and these multiple punch throws combos, which are really quite impressive to look at.
Can you give us your overall rating from out of 10?
Probably a 9.
Yeah?
9 out of 10. -1 because of the initial soundtrack. And as well as they could have improved on the anime. I mean the storyline.
Okay.
But the gameplay is fantastic, so 9.
Okay, and Kenneth?
I would give it about 7.5. Well, I mean, the gameplay is immersive, everything is great, except for the range of characters that you have available. I think the downside is that they didn't bring back a lot of the characters from Street Fighter 3. Oh, I would have loved to see like Guy and Charlie back, for example. Yeah, but they promised to do it in the future to make it downloadable. So hopefully, yeah, that's to come.
Suran, Kenneth, you heard it here from our good gamers here from Razor TV and Stomp. Check it out, guys. Street Fighter 4.
Welcome to yes! Oh, what? You heard the
You think the ninja blade is the answer? Do you believe a simple sword can make a difference?
You want my blood? Come and get it!
Now, if Ninja Gaiden and God of War game franchises had a child, Ninja Blade would be their violent, adrenaline-filled baby. Now, Ninja Blade, exclusively for the Xbox 360, is a fast-paced, third-person action RPG with heavy emphasis on quick-time events, action sequences, and enemy finishes. But before you run out and get the game, this good concept has a few negative points that should be noted. Now, onto the story. The game fuses the traditional pop cultural concept of the ninja into a modern science fiction setting. Set in the year 2015, mysterious parasites known as alpha worms are infecting the city of Tokyo, turning people into violent mutated monsters with the goal of global domination. Now, with the infection needing to be contained, the United Nations aim to sterilize the city, destroying everything. Only an elite group of modern-day ninjas can save Tokyo and the world. Now, you play as Ken Ogawa, a Japanese-American member of the elite force. And Ken is in the beginning of his career, but you'll gradually learn why he and his blood makes him immune to the infection. The plot is thin and underdeveloped, leaving you with more questions than answers, like who are these creatures, and why do they want world domination, and how do they infect their host? Please give us an answer. Now, the protagonist Ken is very unimpressionable, and it would have been good to have a deeper backstory or a love interest thrown into the mix. But it's fun to note that Ninja Gaiden's protagonist is Ryu, and Ninja Blade's main character is Ken. It is not known if this was intentional. Now, graphics, character models and environments are rendered well, but nothing to rave about. Animation is smooth and what you would come to expect from a next-gen title. As a player, you get to customize your costume colors, providing some ownership over your character. Character models look good, but unfortunately backgrounds are ugly and environments are non-destructible. The game also suffers from choppy frame rate when pulling off elaborate moves when surrounded by a lot of enemies. Now, gameplay consists of two main parts, brawling and quick-time events, with the occasional vehicle shooting stages and free-falling stages to break up monotony. Now, the free-falling stages seem like a homage to Shadow Dancer's bonus stages, when the guy sort of like free falls and he hits all these ninjas with shurikens. Anyway, the game action sequences are quick and linear and peppered with even faster quick-time events, which lend to the fast-paced action, exhilarating cinematic experience. It almost feels like you are in control of a movie, as a quick-time event happens almost every 10 minutes or less. Now, much like Ninja Gaiden and God of War, action RPG elements come in the form of upgrading your weapons by collecting the life orbs of slain enemies, and your health and chi can also be upgraded by obtaining series of respective orbs hidden in boxes, crates, and barrels around the levels. One unique gameplay mechanic is the ability to use Ninja Vision, which essentially grants you the ability to slow down time and highlight interactive areas of the environment, which can be used to overcome hurdles within the level. Now, the negatives, there are repeat in levels as well as boss fights, but this does not rob you of the fun, as the scale of those fights will keep you on your toes. Now, the biggest two problems I feel that stop Ninja Blade attaining a perfect score is definitely its frequent load times before and after quick-time events, breaking up its fast-paced action, as well as its weird level-loading environments around you suddenly, which break up continuity. It's like you're walking into a room and you want to walk into another room and it just loads up and pops up right in front of that. It really breaks the enjoyment of the game. Now, the bottom line is Ninja Blade draws heavily from God of War and Ninja Gaiden, although it doesn't do it as good as those two games. This is not to say this is a bad game. Though it does not reinvent the wheel, you will find an extremely satisfying, fast-paced action RPG in Ninja Blade that makes those two other games seem like a stroll in the park. My overall score, 8.5 out of 10. Actually, that sound effect was taken from the Shadow Dancer Shinobi game, that little sample that. Huh!
Very nice.
Anyway, I hope we hope help you make your gaming choices a little easier.
So why don't you go and think about your next purchase, and we'll be back in a few seconds.
Huh!